Now, if we look at a student, or we look at a university, it becomes very clear, Atlanta University, Atlanta Junior College System here, that one of the realities is our condition. And this is where blacks sort of get confused. This is where we get confused. Our true condition. One of our true condition is oppression, exploited, women are exploited, da 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 da. No. We are what? Enslaved. Enslaved. And the reason we're enslaved is because all of our life-sustaining institutions are controlled by whites. That's slavery. I will guarantee you, there's nobody in this room can tell me where you turn your water on at, or where you turn your lights off at. I ain't talking about in your house. Because they can turn your lights off without even coming in your house. All of our life-sustaining institutions are controlled by another group. That is slavery. Now, I'm not telling you all of this to depress you. You know what I mean? I'm talking about because you keep hearing this type of stuff, and I believe that we are stronger than other group of people. What we have been led to believe is that we are super people. We're not super people. We're simply just not utilizing the appropriate methods to address this problem. Most of the time, they get us because we personalize it. We personalize because we have a white friend. What are you talking about? Whites treat me better than blacks. Why, he ripped off my TV last night. We equate ripping off a TV with ripping off your mother. Now, let me give you an example. I was just talking about it. This might be the first. Harold said, there's a difference between education and training. It is impossible, and I will say this to you openly, it is impossible for the Georgia school system to educate black children, but they can train you in those skills we need. Your education must come from the black community and from black people. There's a difference between education and training, and that's where I want to start this off with, because a lot of people get confused about that. In Alabama, with all black teachers, they taught me how to think. Not so much what to think, but basically how to think. They also taught me group behavior, not individualistic behavior. Now that is what training does. Training teaches you to operate against the best interests of your own group. It teaches you individual behavior rather than group behavior. Education is a liberating force. So I'm going to go through quickly some of the things on why you should learn the skills. And nothing I say, I hope, nothing I say will imply that we are not faced with a very shrewd, uncompromising, dangerous enemy. Don't ever take it in your mind that these white people are going to be easy to be had. It ain't going to be true. This is a hard fight because they have the institution and we have the people. You see, and as long as you control institutions, you can control the behavior of people. Now, with that in mind, let's.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. How you doing early in the morning over there, Cassidra?
I am good. Man, that was good though. He said, what you heard what he said. Now it's gonna be a fight to get free from these people now. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
I'm good. It's early, but I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, shouts out to Nicole in the building. Appreciate you for coming through, Nicole.
All
Um,
right, Nicole, good job.
yeah, Cassidra, and that brother proves that I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you prove it too that I'm not tripping, but they was saying it before I was even born, so it's the same thing. It's crazy.
Saying that a long time. Ain't no change. That's saying
Mhm.
that's sad though. Seriously. If we still in the same spot we was, I mean, come on. That's bad. That's not good. Y'all know we got to do some things. We got to get busy. We're
Yeah.
not busy enough.
Now, now I was a little over the place with this one. There's a lot of stuff I want to show you, and I'm gonna go through as quick as I can, and we'll get through as much as we can. But I ain't gonna hold you too long, like we've been doing. Um, but uh, it's an interesting topic though, consider. But before we even get to it though, my foolishness. Shouts out to Matron in the building. Appreciate you for coming through, Matron. And y'all definitely make sure y'all subscribe to Matron. Her readings are great. She was listening to her reading last night. Yo, she reading the book of the diary of the slave owner dude, Thomas Thistlewood, and he all he did was rape black women all day, and then write about it in his diary. And it shows you
Oh
how
my.
sick in the mind they are. Like just what he writes down.
We know they sick. I'm gonna have to listen to it. Oh my God, we know they sick. Everything
Yeah,
about
yeah.
them.
And like how they used to
Neither.
punish them, like they would put like feces, I'll just say, in their mouth and tape it shut type stuff.
Oh my goodness, what in the hell? Okay, see, this too early for you for a cat.
Uh yeah, I forgot. It's late at night for me, so I'm already turned out. Didn't do it all day. Now before I even get to the topic though, consider my foolishness, I gotta show you this is their culture here, right? Even if they got no arms and no legs, they gonna find a
Now,
way to
it is
be
our
the
story. Out of
Neanderthals that they are. Oh, can you hear it?
Charles County, police now investigating after a
You can hear it?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Oh damn, see I can't hear it. All right, I'm gonna play it while I go out and come back.
Now to a bizarre story out of Charles County. Police now investigating after a professional cornhole player with no hands and no legs is accused of firing a deadly shot all while driving. We want to get out to our Homa Bash. She is live in La Plata this evening with more details. Homa?
Angie, bizarre to say the least. But before we get any further into this story, I just want to try to answer the question that so many people have right now. How did someone with no arms, no hands manage to fire a gun and allegedly kill someone?
It's early in the investigation, but there is no evidence at this point to suggest anybody else was involved in the shooting, and that he acted alone on this.
Now watch closely. You're looking at the man accused of murder.
Now see this, consider no arms, no legs.
Now watch
Still
closely.
loading the
You're
gun,
looking at
ain't
the
it?
man accused of murder in this case. Video from his TikTok page titled "No Hands, No Feet, Shooting 9mm Handgun." His name is Dayton James Weber, a 27-year-old quad.
No, ain't that something right there, consider?
It never changed. That's the DNA. They come to kill, steal, and destroy. Those are Satan's children. I keep telling y'all, when y'all gonna understand it. Those are Satan's children. They come to kill, steal, and destroy. That's all they know how to do. Period.
Yeah, and
And
I guess
sometimes with no arms and legs, and he's still a demon. Armless demon.
see, consider
Armless demon.
yeah, that's the thing. They stopped asking me why the babies, and now they ask me why the disabled, why the
Right there.
crippled. There you go.
Right there. That's why right there.
All right.
They'll never change.
Now I saw this video a long time ago, but this explains it all about what we're gonna be talking about and why you need your own institutions. Because as this says here, um, if it comes up, this is America here. This is the story of us in America. Now I don't know you remember this. See, black people gonna fight, boy. All right, this go on for a while, so we're gonna skip it ahead. They hit him with a little white boy out. Now, against all the odds, the little brother won. You seen that, Cassidra?
We win every time. Why you surprised? We win all the time. The only way they win is they cheat. And then we still win. That's what they know about us. Why do you think they act the way they do? I hear echo. I'm sorry. Why do you think they act like that? They'll never ever change. When are we going to understand that? They ain't nothing good about them people. Nothing out of any of them. All of them are the same. I don't care how they smile. I don't care how they grin. I don't care how they call you their best friend, Kizzy. And what was the white girl's name in Ruth? What happened? She still didn't open her mouth. They will never change. Period. Even the ones you trying to mix and mingle with and marry, they act the same way. They either murder you or you go to jail or you lose everything with them. They'll never change. I'm gonna keep saying it. But y'all keep trying to prove me wrong and I prove you right every time. Look at this. Look here, look at this. But I'm gonna rest with that. I'm gonna be calm tonight.
Yeah, and I hope it ain't no echo when we both on. If not, I'll try to get off because so we could flow with it. But yeah. So like you said, Cassidra, the brother one. This is the story of America. What do you think happens here? The white bitch note. White bitch steps in. White bitch steps in and gives it, and then they cheat the little brother, and then. Now, see, he didn't have to pull the black boy across his line, right? All he had to do was cross, but the black boy had to pull him too across the line.
Exactly. That's what they do. This is who you're dealing with, Satan seed. They come to kill, steal, and destroy. I'm keep saying it. All right.
Yeah, and
Didn't they do that with the educational system though? They changed some things in the educational system when they saw the black kids was winning, when they saw the black kids was passing those tests. They did something with the education with the testing. They did something. I can't remember what they did, but they did something. But they saw all black kids was passing, they was doing really well, and they was outscoring the white kids. That's what it was. And we talked about it last week. I think you played a video of it, and they saw it. Unless I saw it on TikTok or somewhere. But yeah, they did something with the education because they saw. I think you did play a video. It was in Georgia. I think last week you played it, and they said the kids was outsmarting them and outdoing them and outperforming them, and they went in and changed something in the curriculum. But I rest with that. I don't remember what it was though.
oh yeah, that's the thing. Anytime that you have anything, they just change the goalposts, right? Because there is no reasoning or there is no playing fair. There is no is either you do or you don't. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you said, when we put our children into their institutions, right? They get the coon chip installed into them, and a thorough. And like the brother said, if you're not controlling your own institutions, you're sending your children to their schools, right? And even like I don't know if you saw this, Cassidra, but the parent they attacked the black woman coach at the school. White parent. Okay, for a white dude.
Man who has a chair and being held back by numerous people. He's almost chasing the white man, and you'll see a white lady in the video. Now, if you look at that video, you'll claim that the black man was the aggressor, and why is he trying to fight the white people? First, so in order for me to help you understand the situation, before I tell you about the situation, let's watch this video that has not been circulated as much on social media. And I'm going to let you watch.
All right, I don't know. I was supposed to play this one later, I think, but anyway, you see at the schools, right? How it is. All right, my bad. So yeah, so Cassidra, we was talking about building our own institutions, and one thing that's important is to have our own hospitals. Why? Because it's like you said, when we give birth, we already in their institutions, right? And we know that all the statistics and all of that stuff, but we can't blame, well, of course it's their fault, but what I'm saying is we can't expect the Neanderthal not to be that, you know what I'm saying, or a devil or whatever you call them. Okay, she fell off. I'm sorry. Yo, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. But yeah, this is what we keep telling you. We have to educate our own. Keep telling y'all that. But you still insist on them educating your children. We insist on that. And they keep insisting. And we keep following it. But they treat you like shit on your jobs. And then you turn around and think they're gonna treat your children right? No, your children is getting PTSD around them. Period. So when are we going to learn? When are we going to do something different? We've been doing the same stuff for over and over for 70 years, allowing them demons to educate your children. And look at these schools. If you thought they was going to be good, they wouldn't let you in there. If you thought they was going to be good to your children, they wouldn't be there. If you thought them schools was going to be good, they wouldn't be there. When are you going to learn? Look at your children in these schools. It's wild kingdom up in there. They've taught your children how to hate each other. They'll fight each other, but you won't fight them white supremacists, them little demons. You won't fight them. You won't hit them white girls, but you'll go and kill your own. They just bullied a 12-year-old black girl. Black girls got off the bus and beat her up and killed her. Dead. You think you're gonna go after white supremacy like that? Hell no. You're gonna mess with each other like that because they taught you how to hate yourself. Just like we was talking about that thing with the, with with the reparations, with the Ghana president, right? People say, "Oh, I don't trust him. I don't trust him." But did you say that about white folks? You'll never say that. They do whatever they want to, and we good. But let it be a black man. Oh my God, we can't trust him. Oh my God, he's gonna steal the money. Oh my God, oh my God. What? Do we see anything wrong with that picture? Anything wrong with it? But I'm gonna rest with that. Go ahead.
Okay, no, facts, right? And I don't know if you remember this, but I gotta play this one, right? When the black kid and the white kid, and then the white dude ran over there and grabbed the black kid. Yeah,
The coach was
the
wrong.
daddy was there that time.
Overly emotional man.
Oh, I saw it. Oh, I love it. Love it.
You know, now why you gonna run up and grab the little black kid like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you trying to get a wild animal or something. You know what I mean? Like, well, he is a wild animal trying to grab him. But anyway. Now I probably should have played these ones later, right? Because we should have went in order, because the thing is, right, we got to start looking at this because it started from birth. Because the truth is, I don't think that well, I know for a fact that black people don't get it because you look at me like I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I was on here, well, like not all of them, and some of them are good, and all of this, I love everybody nonsense, right? People would feel a little bit more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But will always be enslaved, or unless we like get die or something, you know what I'm saying? And so from birth, right? This is why we end up so weak and helpless and fragile, right? Because even from birth, right? So the children that was born today don't even have a chance, right? Because we haven't started, we haven't done anything besides like I think this is a form of propaganda. You're supposed to do it all over. I'm telling you, it's not that we ain't telling you everything that we saying is true. That's why ain't nobody gonna be like, hey, that's not true. I welcome anybody to come on here and say whatever is not true. But the reason that we just limit it here because it's not about limiting it here, you know what I'm saying? It's about putting information out here and then the ones who are together gathering together to, even if we talk sometimes about a mutual project that we all have some type of interest in, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of building your communities and stuff, because even on the video games, like they would be in those lobbies with those rednecks and planning a school shooting or whatever they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they are in community with each other, with the other, whatever form of psychopathic behavior they are in, they are in it together. You know what I'm saying? Now they fight each other all the time, right? We know white on white crime, right? But what we have not learned to do is put aside tribal differences to do what has to be done, right? But it starts from birth.
By the courts to have C-sections. It's completely unbelievable, but it is here. Here it is.
Judge, you know, yes. I wasn't being hyperbolic. It's a real judge. Let me get this is the craziest thing I ever seen.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I know you may be able to see me on your screen in just a second here. I'll introduce myself. I do see you on. Can you hear me okay, ma'am?
Oh, yes, sir. I can hear you perfectly fine.
Imagine being in labor for 12 hours, and instead of a support person walking in, it's a judge on a screen deciding how you would give birth. I'm Dr. J, a board-certified OBGYN, and this story raises urgent questions about medical ethics, patient rights, race, and what happens when pregnancy changes the rules. In September 2024, Sharice was laboring in a Florida hospital when staff requested an emergency court hearing right from her hospital bed. She hadn't asked for it. She had minutes to prepare, and there was no lawyers or an advocate present for her. Doctors were concerned about uterine rupture after prior C-sections.
Now she in court while she's after 12 hours of labor. Like, you know, the distress that she's in, like she can think clearly or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
She understood the risk and wanted to continue labor unless there was an emergency. But instead of continuing a medical conversation, a legal process began about whether she could be forced to have surgery. In most situations, confident patients have the right to accept or refuse treatment. Pregnancy is one of those few times that right can be challenged in court. These cases are rare, but they're happening, and they raise difficult questions about bodily autonomy, informed consent, race, risk, and how we define safety.
Wow. Unbelievable, isn't it? Put it up for a moment.
It's very believable. That's the problem.
Being forced into
Very
unwanted
believable. I don't
C-section
know why you
deliveries.
guys are shocked. Why we shocked? If I was her, I'd act just like that. I didn't hear him. You're not gonna tell me what to do anything. And I am not consenting to him being in my hospital room right now. Period. You can't tell me what to do. Get out of here. See, this is why they do what they do, because we're so complacent, compliant. We always, everything they say, yes, sir, master. We got you. I'm gonna go ahead and risk my life and have another C-section for you. I told him, I do not consent to you being in my room. You're infringing on my privacy here. And no, I can't hear you. And I'd have clicked. Period. You don't tell me what to do. But you gonna come off the bench, come into the room and arrest me? I can't hear you no way. But see, we so compliant. They get away with shit like this. Ignore him. This is my privacy. You're infringing on my rights. You have to know your rights. This is when you don't know your rights, this stuff happens. You have a right to tell me how to have my child. I'm not your property. I don't belong to you. But see, this is what happens when you're still in their hospitals. You know the dangers and you still keep going back. Why? So when are you ready to do something different? Don't complain unless you're ready to do something different. Period. We still in a medical system. We still going to their hospitals. We still sitting out there. Everything that we do with them is dangerous for us, and we still keep doing it. Why? Because we don't love ourselves. We don't want to disappoint Master. We don't want to let them down. But I'm gonna rest with that.
And y'all imagine that though, right? You in labor here and you up on the court listening. That's two institutions that you put together. They're courts with their hospitals, you know, and they sit up there and tell us, you know, and whatever for the baby, you know, because we haven't even had that conversation yet, you know, and I don't know, Cassidra, because you have been saying stuff about the doulas and stuff for a very long time. But and one thing that
No,
Black people
not
have
ready.
been doing.
We're not
What do you
ready.
say?
We're not ready.
Yeah. I don't know, Cassidra. But this is day one, you know what I'm saying? He's about to come out the wounds, and so he gotta make a court appearance before he can get here, you know. Um so then as you're a 1-year-old and you get dropped off by your lovely parents, you know, to a
Alexandra
daycare
Coffey,
somewhere.
who is charged with killing 16-month-old Maddie at a daycare in Lenoir, North Carolina, on the baby's first day at the facility. Now, this happened last year, but the family has recently filed a lawsuit detailing the accusations that this evil human being did to that child on, once again, her first day at the daycare. Here's what the lawsuit says.
A new lawsuit reveals new and disturbing allegations in the death of a toddler at a daycare in Lenoir. We first told you about 16-month-old Maddie Mitchell in May of last year. That's when police say the toddler died during her first day at Creative Beginnings Daycare. Well, now her parents are pursuing a wrongful death lawsuit against Alexandra Coffey. Coffey is a former daycare employee and is charged with involuntary manslaughter in Maddie's death. The lawsuit alleges Coffey forced the toddler to lie face down on a sleeping mat during nap time and then held her down by partially laying on her as she kicked. It claims Maddie struggled for several minutes while Coffey was on top of her, scrolling on her phone. Afterwards, it says Coffey left Maddie under a blanket for about 3 hours before checking on her, and that's when she was found unresponsive. The state medical examiner ruled her death as a homicide caused by smothering and asphyxia. Coffey's criminal involuntary manslaughter case is now in Caldwell County Superior Court, where a trial date has not yet been set. Meanwhile,
and I'm gonna be respectful here, but
I'm not going to be respectful.
no, I'm talking about
That news should have read something different. And you already know where I'm going. That's not the commentary that we should be hearing. What's that daycare owner? What's the girl's name? They should have been saying when we had to pick her up and take her to the corner. That's what it should have been said. Not the little girl, the woman that laid on her. What's her name? They should have said, and then we have to report that, what's her name? The one that laid on the child is no longer here.
I think it's Alexander Coffey.
Yeah, Alexandra, you're no longer here. So she went to be with Maddie. I'm just saying, this is not what we're supposed to be hearing. And I'm tired of hearing this. The end of the story is the little girl or the daycare owner or the daycare lady that laid on the girl went with her. That's the end of the story. Ain't no trial, ain't no jail, ain't none of that. Because Maddie and Alexandra is gone. And until we start doing to them what they do to us, nothing is going to change. If you don't want to leave them, you're gonna take your daughter. I would never let them keep my dog. Do you hear me? I would let them babysit my dog. But you give them your children. You don't have enough? Because they smile in your face and all the time want to take your place. There's a backstabber. We don't get it. Was a song about them, right? And we still act like we ain't got no sense. But keep on giving them, keep giving your children to them. Go ahead. You're doing a good job.
Well, that's what I was about to say though, Cassidra. And this is why I was saying I'll be respectful to the baby who definitely did not deserve that, right? Because this I would say mixed baby that this white bitch saw as an N-word baby, right? But like when you think about it, right, one of the parents, right, that when you saying giving over your children, well, they had it with one of them, and I will go on a limb to say like probably some could be because like a lot of the percentage of the time is some kind of self-hatred there when you venture out into whatever, but that still does not work because I don't know, but I ain't gonna go there. So,
but you're right though. That's some kind of self-hate. You'll trust them, but so you will your own. And too many times it's happening. They go with the white women, or vice versa, and they disrespect black folks. They disrespect their own because they have no self-respect for themselves. Period.
well,
None.
yeah, if you survive early childhood, where that baby was still smarter than probably all the little white babies, according to their own studies and stuff, because your child developed faster up until they start going to like preschool and stuff, right?
Exactly.
So,
And then they stop. As soon as you put them in the school with them, they stop growing. They go backwards. You notice that they go backwards. Why? Because of the environment. We put them in their schools, but if you put them in a black school, you'll see the baby excel because they're around people that care. But you put them in a white school and they decline. Why is that? We know why. But we're gonna act like we don't know it. We're gonna act like we're surprised. Well, keep on giving them your children. You're doing a good job. Go ahead, I'll rest with that.
Well, no, well, yeah. So if you survive like one, then by the time you get to like you're 10 years old, all right, then you have something like this. Consider this is, I guess I should have said the story of black people in America.
County is speaking out after a verdict was reached in a hit and run accident that happened last April. 3 on your sides. Teddy Reedy has their reaction and joins us from the steps of the Emmett County.
Wait, before I even show you the reaction, I don't even know if I showed y'all this, but
Here we go.
Okay, so
you already know the one that should be read now. Go ahead.
10-year-old Jordan Hill in Mississippi last April when his truck collided with Jordan's ATV.
he hit him in his car.
Not
That's what
guilty
I'm saying. His truck collided with him. No, he ran him over. He murdered him.
of both charges that he was charged.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not guilty on both charges.
Okay, so if you haven't already heard, Cody Rowlandson, the man who killed 10-year-old Jordan Hill in Mississippi last April when his truck collided with an ATV, has been found not guilty of both charges that he was charged with. The first one being felony leaving the scene of an accident, and the second being aggravated DUI.
He was drunk and left the scene.
So he's not guilty of being drunk. He's not guilty. And see let's talk about what the news should be saying. What should the news be saying, family? Type it in the chat. I'm just saying. Y'all already know the news. This is not the right report. The right report should have been, it shouldn't even been no court. We're not hearing no hearing. We're not doing all of that. We're gonna handle business because we already know that anybody going in court system is not gonna end up well for you. Just like the little boy who drank the boy's piss, and he ended up suing the mama, and the mama won, and the little white boy won, right? Didn't that happen again? It happened again just now, where some students did something, I can't remember, and they sued the black folk. Nicole, no, put it in the chat, Nicole. They sued the black people, and they said, the boy was special needs, and the white boy gave him, we're gonna celebrate your boy your birthday. So he gave him a birthday gift, and it was all, black supremacy stuff, white supremacy stuff, right? And the mom of the little boy got mad and, was complaining. So the white family is suing them for money. This is a new term now. You can't call white folk out there. You can't call them racist when they being racist. But this is, what the news should be saying here, right? What should it be saying, forecast? Why is we in court? Why are we going to court in Mississippi? Mississippi has not changed today. It has not changed. It's still the same way because them black folk are so complacent, so afraid down there. They can't even say nothing because Master gonna get mad. When we gonna get some black folk that with some balls? When people gonna do what they supposed to do? When you gonna handle your business? Stop going to their courts. It's not working for us. But I'm gonna rest with that.
Oh no, I was gonna say that's a good question. And Matron said, "Do you think this inconsistent desire to cut the baby out harks back to the days of our enslavement, where they would cut our children out of the mothers as a punishment?" And shouts out to Coco in the building. No, I would actually say it predates because they used to do sick stuff to each other like that and probably cut the babies out of each other's stomachs and eat them and stuff like that. I'm not even exaggerating either. Like if you go back and look at the history of like what they do, all of that stuff predates it, and like they go to war with each other, but then they found us to go to war with before, and we were sitting up there like, oh well, yeah, hell, welcome in, paleface, come join the fire, which became the cookout or whatever. But anyway. And I'm gonna answer your question in a second though, but yeah, to answer that, I would say, and yeah, when did anything under 3 become a toddler? But yeah, I would say to answer that, it probably predates it. I think it's their nature though,
I don't know, because there is no question
Oh yeah, for sure, my brother.
Cody
Oh,
Rowlandson
I appreciate you getting it too, my brother.
collided with Jordan's.
Shouts out to Coco.
There's also no question.
All right, so let's answer your question because what did we see on the news,
Just
Cassidra?
behind these doors here at the Emmett County Courthouse, a jury found Cody Rollinson not guilty earlier this week. Rollinson was accused in causing the ATV accident that killed Jordan Hill earlier this spring. Hill's family left reeling.
Shocked. I was shocked because you have all this evidence, facts, and he still was found not guilty.
April 6, 2025 will always be a day the Hill family remembers forever. It's been 9 months since 10-year-old Jordan Hill was involved in a deadly crash that shook the small town of Gloucester. Shortly after the crash, Rollinson was slapped with 2 charges, the first being aggravated DUI and the second felony leaving the scene of an accident. Rollinson was found not guilty of both charges Wednesday. After the verdict was announced, Hill's family was left stunned.
Right now, I'm still crushed, but somehow I still have faith in the justice system. I just felt that this justice system here just failed us because they had all the evidence. It was all presented in front of them. They had it. I don't understand why and how this could even happen.
Wanda Brown, Hill's mother, says her and her family are still very much grieving the loss of Jordan.
It's been hard. First Christmas, first Thanksgiving, everything is just, it still seems like a dream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where his family at?
And we lost.
Where his family out up there?
We have a home, but it's empty. It's quiet.
Ever since Jordan Hill was laid to rest last April, his family has been seeking justice. Now that a not guilty verdict.
Look, and the whole thing about like what like Emmett Till mom's like she did what she had to do, and that was supposed to be the last time. But all these years later, we still on the news looking the same way, you know. I don't know what you got to say, but I can't say nothing.
And we're going to keep looking the same way. You want me to say what the news should look like? Y'all, I'm not going to their justice system. Why? For what? What kind of justice system? We don't. But we don't understand it yet. We still, I don't understand. Oh, I'm surprised. Oh, they had all the evidence. You're in Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, Ohio. Any state in America, you're never going to get justice in their justice system. Never. So when are we going to do anything about it? And what are we going to do about it? Nothing. We're going to still let that creep walk around. Then he turn around, spit on the family, spit at the family. But you surprised.
Oh, you got that one.
Yeah. He turn around, spit on the family. He ain't care. He show no remorse. You ain't got to show no remorse because you would have been standing there. Because we'd have had your funeral right with his. I'm just saying, and I'm not scared to say it. I'm not going to no justice system. I'm not doing it. Black folks need to handle their business. Because you know, they ain't gonna wear. You're not gonna get no justice in that injustice system they call a court. You got white men. They have a whole list, faces, Epstein list. How many white men getting arrested? None. Why? But you want to think they're going to do something about your black child? When they got all them white children they ain't do nothing about? Because that's their culture. That's all they know how to do is murder. Kill, steal, and destroy. Kill, steal, and destroy. Kill, steal, and destroy. Whose attributes are those? That should be enough said right there. But I'm going to rest with that.
And maybe I'm like, and I know it's a problem now because I'm even getting too desensitized to this, you know, like, you know how mad I'm supposed to be right now, you know, and I am, you know, and I don't know, Cassidra, and if you think about teaching at least our children this, I don't know about grown men because grown men be the ones doing it, but when they come around you as children, I'll say, what you think about how this sister handled it?
For me. No, ma'am, can you just get away? Can you just get away? Because I'm going to my car and you walking up to my car and I'm scared. You're scaring me. You're scaring me. You're scaring me. You're get away from me.
I don't know. What you think about that, Cassidra?
I love it. This is the best part of the night right here. I love it. I love it. Don't let them come up to you say nothing. They don't have no right to speak to you. They don't have no right to say nothing. They don't have no right to speak to you. They don't have no right, none whatsoever. When it comes to you and your personal space and even talking to you, you don't have to answer no questions. You do just like stranger danger, stranger danger, stranger danger. That's what you're saying. Stranger danger. Don't say nothing. Don't give no kind of stranger danger. Or keep walking. You don't have to. Oh, you don't owe them any explanations, family. And I rest.
Yeah, but I don't want to see no grown men doing that though. To be honest with you, I'm a little bit worried that that's what's gonna happen. I think that's what took a
Well, you
little
know
bit
what?
of speaking to.
I love it. I'm just saying that was the best part of the video. I'm glad it wasn't no man, but I'm glad that we gotta do something. You don't hold them. You don't owe them any explanation. That's the whole meaning of this video. You don't have to talk to them. Now that's for women. Now men, I'm expect y'all to do something else. Okay, I ain't thinking about the men. I
Oh,
ain't
we gonna
expecting no
show what
men
we
to be
supposed to
okay.
do.
Okay, go ahead. I'm like, okay, men, let me clarify. Okay, black women. Okay, but men, you gonna handle your business. Okay, you're not gonna let them run your child over and get away with it. You're not gonna let them smother your child and get away with it. You're not gonna let them put your child in training lessons for swimming and drown. We're not gonna let them get away with that. This is a new day in America. This is a new day. But I rest with that.
Yes, yes. Um, all right, hopefully
I'm
it's
that
the one.
radical friend. I grew up in the Bronx, and what a lot of people
I don't
don't
think
know,
she's that radical, but
I grew up in the Bronx. It's like, yeah, this is what my whole life should have been like. I
oh,
became
all right, here we
too
go.
big, my nose was too big, all the colorism jokes. Yeah, I got all that. So fast forward, I went to an HBCU, got my undergraduate degree in elementary education. When you go to an HBCU, that thing changes everything, right? You realize, like, yeah, this is what my whole life should have been like. I became an educator, and baby, I had a mission. I'm gonna save the world. So I taught in mostly Title I schools, and these are the schools that people call low income. Some of the best families, the best communities I ever worked with were in those schools. Loved it. But the school that radicalized me was the last one I worked in. That was the last straw. Middle school, white female principal. And baby, she was so damn performative about social justice, talking about equity. She even talked about how she so understood discrimination because her father was gay. But what I saw on the inside of the school was something I
They
would
all
never
pretty gay
forget.
though, so
Every grade had about 4 classrooms, so it wasn't a real big school. And without saying it out loud, 2 classrooms had the affluent students in them. And baby, you can see that very clearly. Mostly white, and the other 2 classes somehow had all the black and brown students jam-packed in them. Every grade. And baby, they was on 2 different hallways. Segregation inside public schools. And all the nice white parents. They ran the damn school. With their PTA money. They tried to control what teachers taught. And baby, they tried to control me. But I wasn't having that shit. That school broke me and radicalized me because I realized something that people don't want to admit. Sending black children to so-called better schools in white neighborhoods does not guarantee a better education. Sometimes it just exposes them to a more polished version of segregation. I left that school. That's the school that radicalized me. You won't ever shut me up about the ways in which our children are treated in the system or our people. Yeah. All right, good people. Drink.
all right. So what you think about that, Cassidra?
You know what? She's so right, and so many other black parents and black people in those fields that work in these white schools. You think they don't know this, but do they act or do they do anything about it? No. They'll stay in there and they'll leave the field. I remember a student teacher come to me and wanting to change her careers, right? And I asked her why. She said, I said, do you still love teaching? She goes, yeah. I go, why are you leaving? She said, it's because of, her trying to conform in the white system. I said, why don't you start your own school? You know me, I'm always about, us building. I'm always about our own. It's always about us building for black people and black students. I said, our children need you. I said, but I guarantee you, because she came in and complaining about a teacher. and there was a higher up teacher over her. And my thing is, why do we get out of school and go and fit into their society, into their schools, into their hospitals? You didn't, had enough of them in school, and then you go out and you turn around and work with them. Why don't you start your own? Back in the day, Black folk got degrees and they went back into the community and opened up schools, opened up hospitals, opened up their own grocery stores. They did their own thing in the Black community and they were appreciated. They don't even have any Black teachers now, Black male teachers. I can't even point to a Black male teacher. Why is that? Because they don't want your child to be taught by a Black man. Are you serious? Oh my God. For a Black man to go into education. And I heard a lot about education, teaching and stuff. I've heard a lot of negative stuff about that, how they are with the Black teachers. But this is what we're saying. Take your children out of their schools and we'll see a difference in our babies. We got to start now. Better late than never, y'all. Come on. We can fix this problem. It's been 70 years, but we can still fix it. And I rest with that.
Yeah, it might take a nuclear explosion. But all right. I put it like this though, Cassidra, right? And shouts out to Raw in the building. But if you notice how the game goes, right? We got equality, like you said, 70 years ago. We got this equality, right? Where we could go to their stores and live in their net, but somehow our neighborhoods still are very segregated. It's just that we don't own the stores in the neighborhoods anymore, right? Or now we can go to their schools, but now somehow when you look around at your school, or especially the one, you might have 3 or 4 white people in my school, right? And we had books, right? I remember I was like in middle school in like 2000, right? In like 8th grade. And we had books from like 1992. We done had like 2 other presidents or 1 other president since the 10 people done signed this book already, right? Pages missing, people wrote in them, right? And the difference is we live in these communities, right, where our tax money is still going to the white schools that's in that very same district because it's in the district, right? And even now, they was like, "Oh, vote yes for this redistricting thing," but they all do this redistricting thing to make their side have the power, right? The problem is we don't do anything to make our side. We don't even have to worry about no districting. We can. I used to always say we could do it one of 2 ways. I'm gonna say the soft way. Well, we can stand outside, make sure nobody walks into the store, right, until they go out of business, and then you take that store, right? But I can tell you the real way you're supposed to do it, right? But we're not gonna go there. But unfortunately, right, because we see how it is when we're born, right? When we're 1 years old, when we go to their schools, right? It took this sister to get to a place where she's around Black people on a consistent basis, right? Where it's a Black, well, hopefully hers was a Black institution, you know what I'm saying? Because some are and some aren't, let's be real. But even at these Black institutions, is what are we teaching? Because if we can be teaching, like, because of course our teachers gonna go above and beyond, just like anything else, just like the Black cops is gonna go above and beyond to prove that they're in there. And are we teaching them to be better members, to finally get accepted into the society, or to be members to build their own societies, right? And it may take
Exactly.
you being around your own people to figure that out, you know what I'm saying? um
Like you said, Black students, these HBCUs are not the same as they was back in the day. Jackson State, Mississippi, they're not the same today. You got, white folk teaching. You got white folk in there teaching history. How you gonna be in a Black school teaching? You can teach gym, but you're not gonna come in there and teach math and
no,
history.
you can't teach
History.
nothing. You damn sure
No,
you can't jump.
I'm just saying, because I know, right now it's a whole lot going on where, they got to interfere. They got to interfere in something. Okay, you can interfere in gym. That's all you get to teach, period. If you got to be there without us looking at a lawsuit, okay, Jim, you can have Jim, but you're not getting the main subject, and main subject is history for us. They're always history teachers, and they always come in to impact the history. So of course, you're at a Black school, you're not going to get taught the right history. You're going to get the Christopher Columbus history. You're not going to get the Lucius history, okay? But I rest with that.
Yeah, we'll add Neanderthal studies and hire one of them, I guess. So Um, but it's like she said though, right? And that's another thing that we did though. Like when we got to their schools, right? Right. Well, we still in the classroom was ourselves, but now we got some white bitch in there teaching us whatever that they want us to know. I didn't know nothing about none of this stuff, you know, until I looked at it myself because I like many young black children. It's like, yo, school is boring, science is terrible. This is why it's designed to be this way. But if you know what you can create and do and all that stuff, like our children would be interested in creating engines, motors, stuff that blows up, no matter what the case may be, right? But school is not designed for to be that, you know, and this is the group of people that we got. Well,
Back
I'm
in
sorry,
October of
not
2024,
people.
well, Steve, the Attorney General's office says
Take a
back
picture.
in October of 2024, this
We
woman.
got to go on a side white bitch thing because they need the most help with the white
Well,
bitch, the
Steve,
most
the Attorney
dangerous
General's office
species.
says back in October of 2024, this woman, Diana Durgan, pulled out a gun on that man and threatened to kill him. According to a complaint, the victim mistakenly drove to Durgan's home to pick up a car part that he had arranged to buy. That's when the AG says that Durgan came out of her house with a gun. Once she saw that he was black, investigators say that she pointed that gun at him and called him a derogatory term and threatened to shoot him. He tried to explain his mistake, but investigators say she repeated her threat. Investigators say that Durgan fired 2 shots.
That's a good one, ma'am. Please, ma'am, listen real quick. Let me just explain. I was just in the wrong spot. I ain't a harm to you, ma'am. That's what he was saying. Hey, you know, one of them tried to troll me. He was like, "Yeah, your book is trying to teach black people to stand." He was like, he didn't say stand up for yourself, but he was like, it's trying to hurt white people. I was like, yeah, you're right. You know,
Hell
you
yeah.
remember what happened in the Alabama thing, right? You damn right. Like now you getting the picture,
Yeah.
right?
That's what I'm trying to teach. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now you're getting the mess. So I take it as a good review right there. So
At that man's car as he
I told
drove
him one.
away.
I told one of them
Both
they can come
times,
on here, but
victim,
they're not gonna
however,
come.
went into a ditch and ran away, where he called 911. Durgan also called 911 and
He said he ran away into a ditch. What he did? What? He should have. I guess he should have screamed
however
like
went
the
into a ditch
girl
and
did.
I guess I'd rather see him scream like a bitch than
Durgan
run from
also
one. I'm
called
just saying.
911, and when she was asked why she shot at him, she said that he was lurking around her yard and that he's black and that she thought he was coming there to steal. Now, Durgan is accused of 4 violations of New Hampshire.
Damn. Well, maybe he should have ran and screaming like help, help.
Been saying that about them. Shoot, I'm scared of them. I'd be grabbing my purse. I'd be looking around and everything. I'm scared. You thought he was gonna steal? We don't have a history of that. You have the worst history. They have the worst history ever of how they've been treating black folk over the years. They got this thing twisted. They got it twisted. They really think what they believe. They really believe that. And that's the saddest thing because they are the most dangerous, and the FBI told us that the white male was the most violent. And they got you believing that you the worst of the pick. When they are absolutely the worst of the worst. And I rest with that.
Yeah. I guess we're a little bit
I
too.
want y'all to look at this right here. You see this mangy,
got the other one.
meth-made, Methodist, MAGA, mammal-looking specimen right here. This is 70-year-old Cheryl Bradley. She was recently arrested down there in St. Petersburg, Florida, for threatening to shoot up the church of this man, Pastor Gregory Murray of Mount Zion down there in St. Petersburg. I think every city in America has a Mount Zion church. But this lady threatened to shoot up the church on Easter Sunday, of all things. Now, these threats were made through Facebook posts and DM messages to that pastor after the pastor expressed displeasure of the recent post with Barack and Michelle looking like apes. Now, these are some of the things that the police reports and the news articles stated that this lady said to the pastor. you can see under the blue lettering, it says, the white supremacy group will attend your Easter service. Prepare yourselves. A post on March 17 said in part, hey, this is Florida. We open carry, probably the N-word used there where it says racial slur. And she says, pew, pew, which everybody knows that is what people use for the sound of a gun. Then she also said, we are coming for you, wannabe Pastor Gregory Murray. You can't hide racial slur, probably N-word, and the devil who wears Prada. Done deal on Easter.
Yeah, so there you go, Cassidra. How about that? That's who you want to raise your children and teach them.
And marry them.
And marry.
Let's not forget marry
Oh,
them.
oh no, we about to do that, right? I be saying you a prophet, Cassidra. I don't know how you knew that was about to come up. Oh man, Cassidra, you a prophet. No, but before we do that, right? Because I forgot something. I want to show you how this was supposed. This is why I shouldn't have no problem doing this here.
Back up. Fuck, back up. Back up, bitch. Back up, man. Dumbass, hold the fuck wrong with you.
Leave us alone.
That's I don't know what you think about that, Cassidra.
Alone. Leave.
Oh, hold on, she fell off. Hold on, y'all. All right, she fell off. Give me a second. All right, we're gonna bring her back on here. All right, some reason I'm getting crazy playbacks. So if they shut it down, I'll be right back on here. All right, hold on. I got you, Cassidra. It's going crazy right now. I can't even stop the share thing or nothing. There we go. All right, you back, Cassidra? You hear me?
I'm back. I hear you. I don't know what's going on. I think I tapped the wrong thing on my phone. I'm on my phone, not my computer. Sorry.
You can hear
But
me?
I saw that video. I love it. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you. So I'm gonna go out and come back in.
Okay. I saw the video. I love that. That's how we're supposed to act. She backed up, right? Soon as she ain't had no business in his car in the first place, right? So she puts her head in his car and she's mumbling something. We do not owe them any explanation, ever. Okay? They come up in your face, you walk away. Or you look at them like they're crazy. You don't owe them an explanation. I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to answer your questions. I don't even have to give you the time of day. I will look at you like you're crazy. I don't have experiences like this when I'm dealing with them. I don't ever have experiences with them. You have to, it's only certain people that they deal with like this. Only certain people. I will welcome one, but I don't get one. I don't get that, right? But she walked up to the guy's car, he said, back up, right? And what did he do? He handled his business. He got her out of his car and she literally was in the window. No, you don't get to get that close to me. I don't care if you're 90, you should know better. If you're 60, you should know better. 70, you should definitely know better. You don't get up in nobody's car, put your head in his car, and then you wonder what's going on. No. He said back up. She should have never been there for him to say back up in the first place. The first backup, she should have backed up. But because she didn't, she got what she needed. We need to see that one again, forecast. I love that one. That was the best video ever. This is how we need to react to these people. As soon as he reacted to her, what happened? She backed up, right? Okay, that's how we're supposed to act. Back up, and next time she'll think twice before she put her head in somebody's window, right? That's how it's supposed to be. Ain't no reason ain't no way we're supposed to be, conversating with them. Well, what you doing here? Well, I live on the 3rd floor, and I live in this building. I've been living in this building. You just get to singing a song. No, I don't owe you no explanation. Back up. Period. And they get on the elevator with you. Okay. No, you're not coming on this elevator to harass me. You get off the elevator and let them go on up. But you're
All
not
right,
gonna
can you hear
harass
me?
me. I can hear you. Can you hear us? I can hear you.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Go ahead. My bad. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
But yeah, you don't owe them any explanations. I was just talking till you got here. I hope we learning something from these videos, you guys. I hope we're learning what not to do. I hope we're learning how we're supposed to treat white folks. Because all of them are the same and they'll never change. If you don't change the situation, bullies will keep bullying until we stop them, because we have the choice to do that. Nothing is going to change until we stop it. And I'll rest with that.
Yeah. Facts. All right, now hopefully I'm good now. My computer is like messing up, so all right, let's go through the rest of this so we can get to the positive stuff. I started going left anyway. It's probably telling me not to, but you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway though, Cassidra. Cause check this out, Cassidra. This is because you just brought it up. You was like you wanted to talk about it, so you started it.
Hey, black man. I love you. I appreciate you. I adore you. Ain't nothing better than a black man to be in this world.
Oh my
Well,
God. Go ahead, Ben. Have at it. Y'all know y'all like them type of white women. All she can do is lay there. Go ahead, black men. I know you like them type of women. Them type you're married.
no, but check this creepy stuff out though. Look, because this is your teachers here though. Now she walked past like she ain't doing nothing. Look at that. Didn't know she being recorded.
Hell no. Hell no.
You see that? Because what kind of creepy stuff is that? I don't
That's who
know.
they are. They'll never change. I keep telling you. They will never change. Never.
Now I showed you. Oh, I showed this last time, Cassidra, but I ain't played this while you was here. So, check this out.
Black man, I first off want to say I love you, right? And I feel like it's Black History Month, and I wouldn't be doing my part if I wouldn't say these white women are dangerous, okay? So just make sure you keep your eyes open, all right? I love you, man. Happy Black History Month.
He's just laughing.
I see you.
She laughed. She laughing too because she right. She just hoping that he don't get it. Hoping that he don't get it. And he didn't, because he laughed it off. I think he got it. I hope he got it. But he probably didn't. He got to go through, he got to go through the back door first. He got to get told and he go to jail first before he understand how dangerous. Or he got to die. Maybe then he'll understand how dangerous he is. We keep telling you they're dangerous. Y'all don't believe it. But hey,
Yeah.
what you get, unfortunately. All
Well,
right.
yeah. Well, no, yeah, and consider because all right, we're gonna get back to the main topic because I'm going all the way left here, but I showed you right. You seen the journey of a young black boy in America, and the reason why she laughing and stuff like this is so he can fulfill his duty.
News stations
Look at
up there so you can see how
this is
rampant
the white cop
this behavior ran in their department. Just watch.
A Richmond County deputy has been demoted after unnecessary force. And tonight, 12 on Your Side has confirmed Deputy Amanda Donald is resigning, putting in a 2 weeks notice today.
Our investigation found this isn't her first time that her conduct has been questioned. Tonight, your Meredith Anderson sits down with Sheriff Eugene Brantley.
We have body cam from a 2021 incident you haven't seen until now. It does more than show what could be a troubling pattern. It raises questions about how deputy discipline doesn't seem to follow a pattern.
Stay in your house. Go get in your house. Go get in your house.
Richmond County Deputy Amanda Donald is waiting for backup to arrive because when she first knocked on the door,
If you throw something into your neighbor's,
they were arrested and fired after a suspect accused all three of hitting him in an elevator at the sheriff's office. A grand jury decided not to indict any of the deputies, clearing them of all charges.
All right, now you see now I want you to see the black man's role in all of this though here, you know.
Investigators say suspect Dalen Elder opened fire, hitting Deputy Victor Rodriguez. Donald returned fire. Elder later died. Brantley tells me Rodriguez.
This brother here is here. See, this is why the little white bitch was smiling, you know what I'm saying? Because the brother grows up after all that stuff, like before he was born, right? His mother was forced to have a C-section, and he was in court before he got on earth. And this is what he grows up to be.
Rodriguez still hasn't returned to work. Was she a hero? Absolutely. Absolutely. But Brantley says that can take a toll on deputies like Amanda Donald.
Hopefully, we'll do as much good things as we can so that when we get it wrong, we'll get some grace within the community because we're human and we're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna get it wrong sometime.
Wow.
Now, again, late this
All that
afternoon.
aggression and got be well, we make mistakes and you know we get it right sometimes and she's a hero, you know. All that aggression is beat the hell out of them by the time you a grown man. And then we sit around and wonder why we just don't do nothing. Because it's been
But why
beat
did
the
it take
hell out
5
of you.
years? Why did it take 5 years for us to hear about this? I'm just asking. You said it happened in 2021. Just 2026 took 5 years. 5 years. And I'm surprised that we even heard about it. Took her 5 years to get, and then she was allowed to give 2 weeks. No, bitch, you getting out today. You're not getting 2 weeks of service pay. You're not getting 2 weeks of nothing. You fired today. Period. This is what I'm saying. And then you got these black men, okay, who's probably married to that white woman was laying there telling my black man, I love you. That's her husband, okay? But them, you know, black men, I mean, she doing it right. Black men, I love you. Laying there, can't do nothing, can't move, can't do nothing. 500 pounds. But they love women like that. They don't care as long as they got a hoe and they white. They won't marry or date a black woman that big, but they'll go and date a white one that big.
That's disgusting. That's nasty.
They
Or
love
this,
it.
or you know, just for to get back on track, this is how it's supposed to be on this.
Oh my God, G. Oh my God, G. Oh my fucking God, G. Oh my fucking God, G. That shit was funny. Oh my God, G. Oh my God.
See, that's how a white bitch is supposed to be handled, but unfortunately, we don't understand. Oh yeah, this dog gets it though. We don't get it, but this dog got it. Look at this, Cassidra. Dog, you trying to imitate me? All right.
and God ain't people. Don't try to.
Now you see how fast she stopped acting like a damn dog. So when they act like you know what to do. This dog still had his natural instincts. You don't. Your instincts has been beat from you since before birth. All right, so to the main topic though, Cassidra, to wrap it up. Because we're gonna talk about positive stuff.
We got to go.
Let me see here. Now, speaking of owning stuff, right, and controlling industries and stuff. Where is it? Here we go. Now, check this out.
And the dude ended up having to check him because he just could not fathom the thought of a black man having land that he purchased. Now let's get on into it. But before we do, guys, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to Emancipation Media, as well as my channel, More Threads Talks.
And ain't nothing y'all can do about it.
You can't take.
Ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Ain't nothing y'all can do
How
about
much
it.
land you buy here?
About 5 acres, sir.
5
The
acres?
whole 5 acres.
Yeah, I know exactly where it goes.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Right by point. Right. Yeah, me too. Me and you ain't got no business talking about my land, sir. Okay. What you can do is argue with somebody about your land. I paid every dime of this 5 acres. Yeah. I paid for this. My money. I worked.
You got me video cord?
Yes, sir.
Well, hey, how
Yes,
you
sir.
doing, Mr.
Yes,
Cameraman?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know,
and let
but
me
I
let
don't
you
know.
Let me let you know. We don't got no business talking.
Well, just let
you
me
talk
let
to my
you
attorney.
know.
You talk to my attorney.
My law,
when
you
my
can't
attorney,
dig
when
the
my attorney send the letters out after the survey to the church, and the county is either coming to tear this building down or move it, you and the rest of y'all are not welcome. You can dig, you can rent it, you can rent out a spot where your family is buried at, or
You can still run a plot.
30,000 for that area.
Throw them in a river or something.
What I do, buddy, I just get the law down here.
You do that. You do that. I got my paperwork ready for him.
And you have
I am. I'm blessed. I'm really blessed. I'm really blessed with plenty of money and a lawyer too. Plenty of money and a lawyer.
All right, so but he did say for 30,000. What you think about this though, Cassidra?
Why is he having all that conversation with him? Get off my land. It's the only conversation he should have been having with him. I ain't got to prove nothing to you. Get off of my land. He come over there asking him how much land. He glad to give all the information. I'm not telling you nothing. Get off my land. That's all I'm gonna say. Period. I don't have to. I keep telling y'all don't owe them no conversation. Y'all don't owe them no answers. You don't owe them nothing. Get off of my land. All 5 acres of it. Get off. Period. But you calling the police, you getting ready to call the police on the man who owned the land, but you on his land. Get out of here. That's too much conversation. You got yourself all worked up for nothing. And I rest with that.
Yeah, yeah. And but yeah, you need the land to build your stuff. So and let's talk about this too, and the positive side, because and like you said, creating our own
That's
stuff.
right, Pittsburgh. Right here in Pennsylvania, first ambulance service, 1967. It was Freedom House. And it was pioneered in the Black community. All communities were being failed. You called emergency services. It was basically the police. They'd come by, they'd throw you in the back of a police cruiser, take you to the emergency room, no care. And what these 25 Black men and women did, who were pioneers, the first paramedics in the United States, what they did was the first EKG in the field, the first intubation, the first shock, electrodefibrillation of the heart. That was done here in Pennsylvania by these EMS workers at Freedom House. And the reason why it was Black workers is because as bad as things were everywhere else, it was worse in the Black community. It was because these people, when they called the police, they weren't always greeted with, let's get you to the hospital, greeted with skepticism, greeted with a lot of doubt and suspicion. This was the community that needed it the most, but this was the model for the rest of the nation. And I think it's important as we celebrate our 250th anniversary that we don't whitewash, we don't push this aside, we don't shrink from our history, we talk about it, we learn from it. Where was the first ambulance service created in the U.S.?
All right, and you know me, I like to rather hear it from them. Well, this is just one news clip. It's more, but I just put this
American
short
history,
one.
the group of Black men in Pittsburgh becoming the country's first paramedics. Their story captured in the new book, American Sirens.
My experience as a paramedic greatly flavored how I wrote this book. I didn't hear about.
Now, one thing that really pisses me off is, speaking of like controlling your finances, like, yo, these white authors make so much money. Like, even when you trying to research like certain things, right? Most of the books about certain, of course, we have our authors who create and write stuff, but most of the books about certain subjects and certain people and biographies have these white authors, and it like pisses me off that they, on top of that, then make the money off of writing the stories about our struggle and our people, you know what I'm saying? And of course, like, Black people is like, yeah, well, yeah, we did this. We helped this country. Like, yeah, but if we had helped ourselves a fraction of the amount, I wouldn't have to be on here. I could be playing a video game, I could be watching TV, I could be doing something, or go at my job with with my black boss, or me being the boss or whatever, if we had put a fraction of this energy in, and then on top of that, they even make the money off of quote unquote writing our stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the issue with most of the stuff I try to look up. Is most of it be white authors, and then they be arrogant. You know what I'm saying? And they try to be like, "Oh no, well you can't, do this and do this," even though you're using it to actually teach something. They're using it to make money. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but the good ones. So I can't say that.
Freedom
Anyway.
House until after I'd already left the field. There's a gap in that history that most of us have never known.
I was working as an orderly at the hospital. These two gentlemen had white uniforms. They were quite distinguishable because both of them had afros and they had beards. And they conducted themselves with such confidence and professionalism. I just happened to look at the patch on one of them's shirt, and it said Freedom House Ambulance. We kind of pioneered a lot of things that they use today, the design of the stretcher, the design of the vehicle, the seat at the head of the patient to control their breathing and monitor them.
But I think what makes this a truly relatable human story is the caliber of work they did in the face of such.
So it don't apply to you then, buddy. I'm sorry, Cassidra. I had to get off of that. You want to say something? That's a positive thing. I'm sorry.
I love it.
Yeah, shouts out to the first black paramedics. And look, check this out,
This week's Amazing America, a century-old story that never made the history books. The people and even the building are long gone, but as our Laura Hussey tells us, the memory of Pensacola's first black-owned hospital still survives.
A quiet morning in Belmont de Villiers. This neighborhood was once the heart of Pensacola's black community and still holds much of its history.
It's an American story. It's an entrepreneurship story. It's a gender story. It's a race story. It's a community story.
Robin Richard, founder of the Kukua Institute, is a researcher and storyteller.
She found every other group she could put in. Like, all right, let me chill out because this is the positive thing. But what the hell, yo? We doomed, yo.
She says when the de Villiers Gardens apartments were being built, she learned of a previous building on the site, the Viola Edwards Hospital. No photos are known to exist, so from this drawing by H.B. Andrews, we imagine what it might have looked like when it opened in 1922.
So here you have someone who says, I will love and care for you, the whole of you, regardless of race, regardless of gender, regardless of your beginning or your end, that you deserve to be cared for.
Now think about that, Cassidra. 1922, 3 years after quote unquote Red Summer, which tells you it was Red Summer because guess why it started being red? When you start shedding their blood, right? There's a difference between a massacre and a riot. A riot is when you fight back, and notice most of them be riots, but a such and such massacre is when you didn't fight back for the most part. But 3 years after, the Red Summer, they was able to create their own hospital, right? Crazy.
Richard says Viola Edwards was a trained, college-educated nurse. The hospital that bore her name was Pensacola's first known facility staffed by and dedicated to treating people of color.
Oh, shouts out to Karma 804. I haven't been watching the comments.
1 or 2 years since women received the right to vote. So, this sort of equal playing field that she was trying to level up to.
In 1927, plot pivots, a plunge into tragedy so unexpected that Robin Richard wrote an opera about it. Her cast sings of a second woman, a pregnant white woman named Dorothy Friedrichsen, dropped off at the hospital by a man who is married, but not to her. Records say she was there for a rest. Speculation says she was there to end the pregnancy.
And so Monday she comes in, she's treated.
And you can't go a positive story without a lying white bitch. And it can't, goddamn.
In the hospital. Friday, her son is dead, and so is Dorothy. So would she have died had she not gone to the hospital? We don't know, because there was even controversy about did she was her abortion medically induced by her, or was it aided by?
Now the black woman then saved the white bitch. You know what I'm saying? Saved her life. And guess what? The thing she gets.
Viola Edwards.
Viola was charged with manslaughter along with the man who brought Friedrichsen to the hospital. Though she was ultimately acquitted, the damage was done.
Before the trial even happens, at the end of August, there is what is called in the newspaper an incendiary event, and her hospital is burned. There was speculation that the Ku Klux Klan had been involved in that. So we don't know if that was, but there was speculation.
More legal trouble followed as well. Those stories are for another day. Viola Edwards finally started over in Detroit.
Yeah, today is this is the time to have those stories, to talk about it right now. Right? They burn your hospital down. So as Cassidra would say, what is your response? You know? But I don't know what you think about that, Cassidra.
You know what? I don't know what to think. I'm just so tired. The story never changes. The story never changes for a cat. When are we going to change the story for him? When are we going to sing another tune? I don't even know what to say. Okay. Shrugging the shoulders. Okay.
Well, all right. How about this one, Cassidra? This is something. Hopefully, we can get through this one and it's positive.
Studies show 1 in 5 Black adults say they have been unfairly treated by a healthcare provider. Jacksonville's only Black-owned EMS company, Kindred Care, is trying to rebuild trust.
Kindred Care plans to do this with care that reflects the community it serves. Amanda DeVoe takes us inside the company and a ride along to see how cultural connections can change outcomes.
They don't just show up with a stretcher. They show up with understanding.
The white boy.
Care
What the hell is
EMS
going
has
on?
answered the call.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not doing this on purpose. I swear I'm not.
Oh, now, poor cat. This was black. First thing
I thought it was. I don't know. All right, you got to take what you can get. Consider keep hope alive. You know the Black EMS force. You know the Black-owned EMS force.
hoping I just died a week ago. Okay. I'm gonna not do that. Okay, I got you. I'm keeping hope
Keep
alive.
hope alive.
Don't just show up with a stretcher. They show up with understanding. Kindred Care EMS has answered the call for nearly half a decade. They're the only Black-owned ambulance company in Jacksonville, handling non-emergency medical transport with a focus on care that connects to the community.
We named ourselves Kindred Care because, we're trying to send the message that we're going to treat your people just as we would treat our own.
Owner Marsha Ray Wellington
What
says
the
helping
hell?
people across the
It
city.
is that.
What the hell?
I'm disgusted. Why we can't never just have our? Why do they always come? We always got to prove something to them. Why? I'm not proving nothing to you. Where the white boy come in at? It's a black owned. That means black folk need to work there. Where's the black people? See, this is what bothers me. When we do have black owned, we still don't support black people. We still are going and reach out to them. Well, we gotta have one white. No, we don't have to have none. We ain't got no positions. Just like when you go over there with theirs, they don't have no position. We full. We ain't got no position. Seriously. Why they always coming to invade our spaces? Why? And we allow them. We can't go and invade their space. What happened to the first black who was that professor? No, she was like the dean or whatever of was it Harvard, Stanford, was it Harvard, Yale, one of them schools, and got
Yeah,
fired.
one of them.
Yeah, one of them schools, white schools, right? They put her up there. She wasn't there what, a week, month? She wasn't there that long. They got rid of her, didn't it? Just so I could say I had one, but she didn't work out. So now I have to go get another one. That's an excuse.
For protecting another group of
Protecting other
anyway.
people. But you ain't never protected your own. Just saying, what are we doing? I'm disappointed. I was excited when you said black on. I'm like, oh, we're gonna see some black people.
Me
What
too.
I see, the
I
white
was
boy.
too, Consider. I'll trick myself this time.
I'm like, what in the world? What's going on? Black people. We won't even hire our own. Go ahead, I rest.
Oh, I guess it really is
I'm
mental
going to
side.
bed.
I guess it's true. It is menticide.
Because, we're trying to send the message that we're going to treat your people just as we would treat our own.
Owner Marsha Ray Wellington says
Oh,
helping
no.
people across the city is personal and culture is at the center.
Culture plays a big part, It allows us to be more personable with them. It allows us to interact with them a lot more. And a lot of that, again, is another level of care that we don't always consider.
In a country where 1 in 5 Black adults report being treated unfairly by healthcare providers, according to the Kaiser Family Foundation, trust and care isn't a given. So they took you out of retirement.
They did.
James McKinney.
Okay, a black man, Cassidra. There we go.
Okay.
For nearly 40 years, including time with JFRD. What he sees in the field confirms what many Black Americans have felt for generations.
All throughout history, we've seen that we've kind of been on the lower end of medical care. We haven't always been treated as fairly as other races. Gives an opportunity for the community to feel more comfortable when they see you coming in to help them, to assist them.
While Kindred Care responds to situations across the city, Wellington says its location on the north side is intentional.
Just us being here, the location, that's providing, a level of service that would not be available had we not had the presence we have here.
Building a legacy of care in communities that need it the most. Amanda DeVoe, Channel 4, the local station.
Hey, look, Jermaine, to answer your question, I feel about that the way that Charlie Kirk felt about the war that was going on in Nigeria at the time. So that's how I feel about it.
And on this MLK Day, 8 News is honoring Black.
All right, yeah. So this is in my city, Cassidra. So check it out.
And on this MLK Day, 8 News is honoring Black history by celebrating stories.
I know this one got to be good.
Cultural impact in our community.
And tonight, we kick off our 6 weeks of coverage by highlighting a father and son duo defying the odds by keeping the family's medical practice open for 115 years.
This large picture is a picture of my grandfather. Black doctors from the old age.
Pictures of the past. Dr. Richard Jackson gazes upon his grandfather, Dr. Isaiah Jackson, born in 1888 and founder of his family-owned Dominion Medical Associates in 1911. Outside of the brick building in Richmond's historic Jackson Ward is a plaque honoring Isaiah as a co-founder of the once renowned Richmond Community Hospital. It was a lifeline for the Black community, not accepted at white hospitals.
To have them here to look at. When I have questions sometime or deep thoughts, I come here and I look at his picture and wonder, what would he do in different situations.
Isaiah started the family tradition. Then his son, Reginald Jackson, followed in his father's footsteps. Then Richard, all three becoming doctors.
I remember when I was 5 years old, my grandfather sat me on his knee and he says, my intelligentsia, one day he's going to take over my practice. And I did.
Fast forward to the fourth generation at Dominion Medical. Richard A.J. Jackson Jr. is director of clinical research, operating this centrifuge machine that separates platelets from red blood cells.
My goal is, for my next 50 or 60 years here, is to just keep it going.
The oldest of 5 siblings and the only boy, AJ wasn't trying to go into the family business until he got his MBA from VCU and saw how he could upgrade his father's medical practice.
We want to show by example, like, hey, we can do it. We can have this lineage that we sustain by keeping up to date with technology and industry changes. So can you.
At a time when there aren't many family-owned private practices surviving more than 100 years.
There are people that look like us that are successful, that have made our own way, and built our own things.
Building a legacy filled with medical professionals.
We're keeping it in the family. Yeah, there'll be another after me. I have 3 children. One of my sisters has 4. The other one has 2.
Keeping their forefather, Dr. Isaiah Jackson's dream alive.
He'd be proud and tell us to get back to work.
Heather Hope, 8 News.
All right, so that was a good one. Cassidra, what you think about that one?
That was a good one. Now we're talking.
Yeah, now we
Now we're
talking.
talking. Now we're talking.
Yeah, I had to warm up, I guess. And
Yeah.
I also want to show you this. Now this, I don't go to the doctor like I should, but I do go to a black dentist, right? And apparently, I just see this. She was the first black woman to do some integration type stuff. You know what I'm saying, at a particular school. But this is the black one that I go to, and she's married to a black man who actually has like practice, like where he does the oral surgery part and she does the dentistry part. You know what I'm saying? And so she sends, if you need, and they're all, both of their offices are super nice, and their whole staff, like, I ain't gonna lie, they do have like one white person every now and then, that'd be like at the front desk or something, or but their whole staff be like black women, especially like in hers. She got hire a lot of young black women who are the ones who do the dental work and help her when she come in to do her dentist thing. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to shout out to her. I forgot her husband name, but I guess I'll have it. Last time I went to him, and I'll be going to her too. So, definitely, this is important to have our own stuff like that. So, um, yeah, I don't know what you think about that, Cassidra.
It's about time that we do that. I mean, everybody that we associate with within the medical field should be black. They should look like us. We ought to not be able to trust. Looking at the history, why are we trusting and why do we still have white doctors doctoring on us and our children? We'll go to them before we will our own, which is crazy. I had a black dentist when I was in the States. And I asked him, him and I talked. He said, black folk don't come to me. And I'm looking at them like, why not? That's crazy. He was in the hood. He's right there. I shouldn't say the hood, but he was a black dentist in a black area, right? But he's like, no, they go, black folk, we support everybody else. He said, I came back to the community, which is what we need, which is what they should do. Doctors, you go and get your education. You already went through hell in the medical school, and you'll go and work in their white hospitals and go through hell again to make money. He said, because they'll go to their institutions and they'll go through hell just so that they can make money. But look at what you're going through to make that money. He said, I built up it was his dad passed it on to him, and he was a black dentist. He said, yeah, money came slow, but it came, but I was able to build it up. Now look at it. But he said black folk just don't support him like they should, which is sad. We are so brainwashed. That's the saddest thing ever. We won't support our own no matter what. I rest.
No, facts, and that's why I think it was important to show that, because shouts out to her for having her own thing and being able to hire, young black women and black. Well, I ain't gonna lie, the dentist I go to, her whole staff is all women, and all they all like black women at that. They might have a white girl in there every once in a while, but for the most part, they are black women. And so I'm definitely gonna try. And I not gonna lie, I probably should go to the doctor more often so I can support a black doctor. But I ain't gonna lie, I haven't been going like I supposed to go. But consider, I did have to blow you one more time before we get off of here, right? To get on to kind of turn you up one more time before we go,
Oh
consider,
Lord. Here we go
because
again.
if we had and this is the main institution that is needed to protect the communities that we know we can easily build, because if they could do that, then that these good old black soldiers, because the brother asked me and it made me think about this. I forgot to play it for you. This is one of the main institutions that is needed for us, right? So I don't know if you could check it out, because you predicted, you're a prophet for real. You be predicting everything.
Hey, I don't know who need to hear this. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people be talking about America. Hey, if you don't like America, go to another country. I love this country. I protect this country.
Indoctrination activated. This looks like a young.
Now, he was probably that baby that young sister was having in court that day, right? He maybe have missed the car, but you know who he was this young this young kid right here, you know what I'm saying? Where we see him do what he have to do. Everybody celebrate his win, know he wins. And then the white bitch step in that we have sent to their school. Now, hold on, now that I pause it, where is it might be like one black child back there. Where the hell is the other black children?
But guess
Never
what? We
mind.
think that's the way to go because we're getting a better education, remember? Come on, Forecast. You didn't forget the better education you got with them, huh? You didn't forget.
Yeah. My
Or did
ice
you
is pretty
forget?
cold now, Cassidra. My ice is pretty cold.
Yeah. Yeah, PTSD is real too. PTSD is real. That's what our children get going to their all white institutions. They're harassed every day, all day by them students. You get to drink their pee. You get to get a lunchbox full of chicken and watermelon and Kool-Aid. But that's not racist. That's all you get with them. PTSD and trauma and drama. But we're so proud to allow our children to get taught by them. We'll even send them to their daycares and then they get sat on. But we're trusting with that white woman. We're trusting with our children. We have for too long trusted them with our children. And that young man there is brainwashed. And it's so sad because a lot of black women, black families, black parents think that same way. And they've taught their children how to act like that and how to. He's speaking his dad's language. His mom, somebody in his family went to the service and really enjoyed it. You're giving up your life for absolutely nothing. And he's proud of it. What did he say? If you don't like America, leave. I did. And I'm gonna rest with that.
So my theory is that young boy that got cheated out that tug of rope grew up to be him. Because it's about the same timeline.
Need to hear this.
I think that's
You
him.
know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people be talking about America. Hey, if you don't like America, go to another country. I love this country. I protect this.
Yes, you protect that country. You protect that country. Yes, you go right ahead. Give up your life for Trump. You doing the right thing, brother. What an idiot. His mama should have. Never mind. Shut up, Kat. Okay, I got you.
I think his spirit lost when that white bitch took it away from him doing that tug of war.
That big one that said, I love you, black man. Yeah, the big old fat one couldn't move. Yeah, okay.
Damn. All right. So, all right. And these last ones got to be the most authentic here, Cassidra. The most fluid language that we could speak, right? So I know these ones ain't gonna let us down, right? This is the proper responses here.
Never fucking touch me like that. I will beat your fucking ass. I'll smack you like a fucking bitch all fucking day long, dude. Fucking touch me. Motherfucker.
There you go.
What do you think you are?
There you go.
Nigga. Goddamn tea out this motherfucker. What do you think he is?
Leave us alone. Leave us the fuck alone.
Now he kind of slipped there at the end with his white friend there, but for what it's worth, it was good enough. I guess it passed the test. I don't know. Maybe not.
Did they really pass the test? I don't think so.
Maybe not.
I don't think so now. That was some build up. That was a build up slap. That was a build up slap. He wouldn't slap him in any other, that's some build up right there from past stuff.
All right. Now, okay, this one is not a build-up. All right. This one is good, I hope.
This is simply because I don't want to overwhelm you. Before you go buy your next pair of Jordans, before you go buy a new purse, before you even go get your hair, nails done, before you go get that haircut, any of that, before you go blow your next paycheck, do me a favor. Do yourself a favor, do your children a favor, do your family a favor. Because we all seem to understand that there is a war on the black man, black woman, and black child. So if you understand that fact, should you not be prepared to defend against that fact? Okay, the starting point is getting your training in. There's a difference between your concealed carry and your duty carry. Concealed carry, Glock 19, duty carry, Glock 17. Concealed carry, 4-inch or below. Duty carry, 4.5-inch or above. Some of them even be 4 1/4 and above. Now, when you get your plate carrier, outfit it however you want. I went and got this little pouch right here. This pouch comes off, Velcroed on. You have options. Now, the plates that are inside these plate carriers, you're going to have to decide on what level of plates you want. Level 3, 3A, 3+, 4, 4+. I would suggest for the average person, get you some level 3+ plates, ceramic plates particularly, preferably. Throw them in your plate carrier, you're good to go. Then you need to decide, do you want side plates? If you want side plates, get you some side plates. Or if you don't want side plates, you can get plate carriers that carry mags on the side. Also, tourniquets. Research how to use a tourniquet. Understand how to use a tourniquet. This can save your life. You get shot, even if you're defending yourself from a racist, corrupt-ass cop, these tourniquets can save your life. Get you some gauze. It's a whole nother world of things that we need to be researching and understanding before you go out there and buy your Jordans and your purses and stuff. Now, when you get done with your plate carrier, get you a good holster. This right here is a level 3 holster. When you put a firearm in here, now I can't show firearms on TikTok, so you got to bear with me. I did an uncensored version of this on YouTube a long time ago. So for those of you that ain't on my YouTube, you could have had this a long time ago. But this is a level 3 holster. Okay, when you slide a firearm in here, a handgun in here, it locks. You have to depress a little thumb button to unlock it and then do what you need to do. There are different options for holsters out there. You got great companies and great options out there. Again, I'm not going to say no names because they're not paying me. Just do your research on level 3 holsters with the ALS system in them. You'll be all right. Now, then we talk about battle belts. Now, your battle belt, this thing is very, very, very important because you can mess around and get you a good battle belt that you can wear every day. Now, when I say wear it every day, I don't mean you can wear this outer part every day. You see this inner part right here with this hook and loop on it? This I wear every single day. And this outer part goes in my car, sits in my trunk every single day. Just in case a motherfucker want to get froggy, we can get freaky with it. You wear this, and then anytime you get into some shit, you got to go run to the trunk. You slap this close, and you close it up, just like that. Now, on your battle belt, you got pistol magazine carriers. You got AR magazine carriers. I got a dump pouch for any miscellaneous things I need to dump in there. And then you got an IFAK. An IFAK is your emergency, like a first aid kit, right? You might have some compressed gauze in there, anything that would aid you in making sure a motherfucker don't die on the street if you done got into a gunfight and you trying to keep this motherfucker alive. Or let's say you at an event and it's a mass shooter and somebody just next to you just got shot. So you got the compressed gauze, you got different little accoutrements and accessories in here that'll help you keep that person alive until the first responders show up. All you need to do is get these things along with get you a handgun for concealed carry, get you a duty carry, get you an AR. Now, your AR can be anything from a 16-inch barrel all the way down to a 7-inch. It just depends on what you need it for. You might end up doing research and finding out that you need different loadouts or different setups for different missions or different scenarios, right? So I have in my car right now a certain setup for if something happens. I have in my house a certain setup for something happens. You just need to find a setup that works for you. You can have one setup that's a do-all setup, or you can have different setups for different scenarios and jobs. It's all up to you. But these things are important, and we need to stop half-assing this talking that we doing when we sitting up here talking about, oh my God, they trying to do this to us, they trying to do that to us, or they trying to get rid of us, or this racist, that white supremacist, that white. Okay, cool. So we have to be about and look like, dress like, act like, and walk like the times that we are saying that it is. And don't get it twisted. This stuff is not expensive like that. Are there expensive options? Of course there is. It's important that we begin to understand what is needed to defend against these enemies that we have. If you're saying that you want to be able to prepare, you want to be able to train, you want to be able to prepare your family for what you believe is to come, the starting point is getting your training in. Search up on your Google local firearm instructors that you can train from, get your training, then you train the people around you, and you keep going. Those people train people, and those people train people. If we do this, there will be no issue.
All right, so that was the most well said. That's black manhood right there. You gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying? So that was the most well said out of anything that I could say. So what you got? What you think about that, Cassidra?
That was the best part of tonight. I'm just saying, we got to be trained. It's time. Because we don't even understand how serious this thing is. We don't even understand what's coming. We so passive. We're so like la 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 la. We don't even understand what's coming. We are gonna have a civil war. People don't understand that. I'm telling you, y'all need to be ready. You need to take that video and play it. We need to hear that video every day, all day, every day, because we have to start getting ready and start training now. Because some black folks still don't have the candy bars, let alone a passport. I'm just saying. So you do have to get out of an emergency. You can't go nowhere. You ain't got no passport. So you're stuck. But that was the best part of tonight. And I rest with that.
Yeah. So you go want to say anything to wrap up everything that we was talking about tonight? Because like I said, I don't think I could say much more than that because we understand what the system is. We understand that we need institutions, but understanding and doing will probably give the children born tomorrow an opportunity, but the ones who's coming out right now is probably doomed. But we have to like also not even look at it that way because it's a generational thing. You know what I'm saying? You may not be here, but you want to set your children up in a position to where they can take another pedestal higher. You know what I'm saying? Like you deal with all the traumas that you can and all the stuff, but you also create some kind of foundation that no matter what happens, that can't be taken away from them, right? And then give them also a foundation that if somebody try to take it away from them, their original foundation is there to stop them from taking it. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, but create stuff and then leave it to your children, and like it's better to leave a good idea to your children than a bad idea or a trauma. You know what I'm saying? To pass down the trauma, how about you pass down one positive thing that could help benefit them in the right direction to becoming self-reliant and understanding who we are as a collective. You know what I'm saying? So yo, you got any last words before we wrap it up, Cassidra?
I totally agree with what you just said. I totally agree. We've been doing this and we've been talking about this, but what are we gonna do about it? We hear the young man say it. How many are gonna go out and get prepared? How many are gonna go and start going to the gun range? How many gonna go out and get your candy bar? How many of you guys have your medical equipment? How many of you guys have your extra water? How many of you guys have your extra canned goods? We still don't. We still not because I hear all the time. God got me. God got me. Well, does He really? If He told you what to do and you're still not doing it, He's not obligated to got nothing because He told you what to do. You gotta at least get yourself some time. Get your extra water. We've been talking about this since the beginning, since I know you forecast. We've been talking about this. But what are we doing about it? We know how the medical hospitals are. We know the doctors. We know how they are. We see how the teachers treat our children. We see this. We see how they go through the horrificness of going to school with these creatures. But we don't care. We still send them every day. And we make excuses why we can't homeschool. We make excuses why we can't send them to a black school. Even if it's online for a minute, we can do that. We can start somewhere. But then once we start telling you new ideas, We have everybody coming in the comment section talking about what we can't do. Well, I remember when. I remember, we built Black Wall Street. We can't do that again because, they never tear it down. Okay, do you stop trying? No. You continue trying, but you make it better. Every time they tear it down, you build it back better. You build it back better. And then you stop building it back better. You start waiting on their asses and you take care of things. And you handle your business. Then you won't have to keep building it back better. At what point do we start doing things about, we see what's going on, at what point do we start doing something about it? And I'm gonna rest with that. There's enough talk. I think that's what really did say, enough talk.
Well, I will say this. There is a chance for the rest of us, right, where an old white boy and then you beat him up and take his assault rifle and then you be straight. But if not, then I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, I mean, just by and it's as simple as getting like one extra thing when you need it. You know what I'm saying? Some people is better at preparation than others, but it's also like having something that you can sustain yourself if power go off for like at least a week. You know what I'm saying? Like just having water in the house or whatever. You know what I mean? Unless you are willing to go to the extreme or like you don't really care or you are whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. But especially if you have like children and stuff, so you have other people to worry about than just you. So I don't know. But yeah, just continue to get extra stuff, and while you go to the store, get like that extra 2 or 3 like cans of whatever is gonna last and like a case of water or something every time you go. But yeah, we said that a long time ago. It's a little bit too late now, y'all. We doomed. So I'm doomed with y'all, so it don't even matter. So um you know what, Cassidra? I got better last words than that. Y'all can erase my last words and let this be the last words. Hopefully it played right.
Well, listen carefully. Have you ever stopped to think that white folks print money? Did that ever cross your mind? Do you all think that dollar just grows up on your pillow? They print that money. They print it. Not only do they print their money, there are 6 little white boys in London who every day says, well, I think the dollar will be worth 35 cents a day. Let's make it 69 tomorrow. Let's play hell with silver. 48 today and $6 tomorrow. You all really believe silver, so men are not making a decision on how much silver is worth? That's it. That's the power. To define money. Not money itself. We don't do anything for money. We don't do anything for that little money. And guess what? At one time, believe it or not, we were money. I'll give you 3 blacks for what? An equal land. They made us money.
All right, they made us money.
Now, the CIA only will call OSS people. In fact, you were talking about determining their very existence. And as Harold said, I say, yes, I do say that. If you control minds, you control behind. I don't know what people say. And so one of the problems we have, so in moving on to this, let me just give you a couple other things that you should look at. About this. Now, if we look at a student, or we look at a university, it becomes very clear, Atlanta University, Atlanta Junior College System here, that one of the realities is our condition. And this is where blacks sort of get confused. This is where we get confused. Our true condition. One of our true condition is oppression, exploited, women are exploited, da-da-da-da. No. We are what? Enslaved. And the reason we're enslaved is because all of our life-sustaining institutions are controlled by whites. That's slavery. I will guarantee you, there's nobody in this room can tell me where you turn your water on at, or where you turn your lights off at. I ain't talking about in your house. Because they can turn your lights off without even coming in your house. All of our life-sustaining institutions are controlled by another group. That is slavery. Now, I'm not telling you all of this to depress you. You know what I mean? I'm talking about because you keep hearing this type of stuff, and I believe that we are stronger than other group of people. What we have been led to believe is that we are super people. We're not super people. We're simply just not utilizing the appropriate methods to address this problem. Most of the time, they get us because we personalize it. We personalize it because we have a white friend. What are you talking about? Whites treat me better than blacks. Why they ripped on my TV last night? We equate ripping off a TV with ripping off your mother. Now let me give you an example. I was just talking about it.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I hope nothing I say will imply that we are not faced with a very shrewd.
Oh, my bad.
Recognize that as a black student. As a black student, you have a responsibility that I just cannot tell you what it is. I mean, it's so awesome. But yet, you are no different than a Palestinian student. Students your age in Palestine are carrying guns from Palestinian students. Israeli students your age, Jew students your age are carrying guns in addition to going to school. Carrying guns. In terms of Zimbabwe, students who also had to go to school had to carry guns. All we're asking you to do is what? Go to school. You're carrying guns, unfortunately, but against each other. Now, that becomes what I deal with is the difference between where we're at. By going to the University of Chicago and being trained there, and as Harold said, there's a difference between education and training. It is impossible, and I will say this to you openly, it is impossible for the Georgia school system to educate black children, but they can train you in those skills we need. Your education must come from the black community and from black people. There's a difference between education and training, and that's where I want to start this off with, because a lot of people get confused about that. In Alabama, with all black teachers, they taught me how to think. Nothing does. Training teaches you to operate against the best interests of your own group. It teaches you individual behavior rather than group behavior. Education is a liberating force. A liberating force. So I'm going to go through quickly some of the things on why you should learn the skills. And nothing I say, I hope, nothing I say will imply that we are not faced with a very shrewd, uncompromising, dangerous enemy. Don't ever take it in your mind that these white people are going to be easy to be had. It ain't going to be true. This is a hard fight because they have the institution and we have the people. You see, and as long as you control institutions, you can control the behavior of people. Now,
All right. Said better than I can say it all day. So yeah, shouts out to you, Cassidra. I appreciate you. I'm sorry that was so long-winded, but I think that was important. So shouts out to you, Cassidra. Shouts out to Jermaine Thompson. Shouts out to Karma 804 in the building. I appreciate you coming through. Shouts out to my brother Koku. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Bitter Medicine Podcast, every Saturday. Shouts out to Matron in the building. I appreciate you. Y'all subscribe to her. I think she's gonna be live tomorrow. Shouts out to Nicole. You want to say anything, Cassidra?
You know what? We've been talking about how that woman been talking for a long time and still no change. But we're gonna keep hope alive. But thank you for the invite. Y'all have a great rest of your day or night.
Yes, keep hope alive. I have faith. That's my faith in black people. So as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.
Peace, family.